James, how do you do the things you do? I still can't believe that it's true. I get hungry when I think of you. Like champagne and caviar, you're such a treat. Like cherries to believe, you're oh so sweet. You whet my appetite each time we meet. Oh, James, it's true. I get hungry when I think of you.
Hi there, I'm James Barber, and it's apples today. Now, apples come in all sorts and shapes and sizes. They pink ones, red ones, green ones, big ones, little ones. They also come in lovely crisps. Like this is a new, wonderful, and they also come in bottles of cider. What we're going to do today is cook 3 or 4 different things that maybe you never thought of cooking with apples. First thing I want to do, crank up this fry pan. Okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a risotto. Now, everybody knows about risotto. It's an Italian dish. They make it with chicken livers or they make it with something like that. Well, we're going to make it with apples because this is a dessert risotto. So there's lots of ways you can deal with an apple. There's this thing, which you just lean on and do that. All in one go. Well, there it is. There's the core, and there's the bits. I mean, that's a pretty enough thing to look at the way it is. That dessert all on its own. But we'll take this apple, bits of apple. You could, if you wanted to, let's have a bit of apple here. You could, if you wanted to, just, you know, I do this sometimes. The square core. That's all. You know, different folks, different strokes. I'm going to cut this up into, let's use the green and, well, we use a bit of green and a bit of red. I'm going to cut this up into cubes. And we're going to make things much the same way as the Italians would make a risotto out of cheese or out of shrimp or anything else. We're making an apple risotto. And what you do is get the pan hot. And you just check that it's not too hot. You can always tell how hot a pan is by getting a little bit of water and flicking on it. That's a good hot pan. See, it's bouncing. And we're going to take a little bit of butter and about 4 tablespoonfuls of butter, because again, this is going to go a long way. It's a great thing for a brunch, a Sunday brunch, or a lot of people coming to supper. Now look, the butter's getting good and hot in this, so to bring the temperature down, right away we'll chuck in some apple, and that stops the butter getting too hot. So we've got a whole apple in there like that. Now, apples do tend to change color unless you put a little acid on them. Acid comes out of a lemon. Sprinkle a little lemon juice over the top. So we've got butter and lemon juice in there like that. Give it a stir so that everything, see what happens to those apples when they pick up the butter. And then we put in some rice. Now we want about 1.5 cups of rice. That's about 1.5 cups. That's about 1.5 cups. Okay? And once again, we're going to stir it. The essence of cooking a risotto is that the rice gets coated with oil or butter. You can't use lard on it. It doesn't work. They don't have risottos in Central Europe. So we'll just crank that around until it gets coated like that. And we're using short grain rice. We're using arboreal short grain rice. This is not prepared rice because it doesn't take up so much juice. All right? Now we want to put in some apple juice. We want to put in about 5 cups. I suppose I'd better measure this. All right, just dump that rice out for a minute. I don't want to put too much in there. So here we are. There's 4 cups. I'll put a bit extra in. That should make it about 5. And then just see what happens. And you stir it all around and you slowly, into this hot pan, add some apple juice. All right? And then, see how quickly it sops it up? That's what I was telling you about short grain rice. See, it's almost all gone into the rice. Put a bit more in. Keep the heat up high and keep putting it in there. Now we're going to put a little bit of flavor in there. We've got a little tiny bit of vanilla and a little tiny bit of rum. Because rum, but we're not going to put too much in. Because we don't want to drown it. This is dessert, okay? And we're putting in a little bit of sugar, about a tablespoonful, just to brighten it up. Right, now, stir that around and watch and see how this is the essence of making risotto. It smells gorgeous already because the rum is coming off it and the apple juice. But the essence of making a good risotto is to make people wait while you do it. They stand there and watch you. See, that's all gone. Look, in the middle, there's a dry hole. So now we put in about another half cup. Stir it all around, and it keeps on sopping up this juice. And we do that, just do it and do it and do it until all the 5 cups is in there. So I'm going to stand here. You don't want to watch me doing this. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away.
James will be back in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Now I've got the last of the apple juice in there, and see how dry that's going. Well, that apple juice is going to all be absorbed into the rice, and it's going to take about 5-10 minutes and on a low heat. So I'm going to put it over here now. We've done all the high heat work and got it together. That can just sit there. Right, now I'm going to do a chicken dish, apple show, all right? Chicken dish. I'm going to cut up all kinds of things first of all, because I'm going to cut up the chicken last, and then I won't have to mess. So I'm going to cut up this onion, and there we go. Cut up an onion. I'm going to cut my finger in there, being a finger dish, finger and apple. Squash the garlic. Let's put a little bit of salt with it. And squash it down like that. Chop that up like that. Right, that's ready. A little bit of ginger. Cut up the ginger. See, you chop everything up in advance, and then you're ready to go. Chop that up like that. Right, now we want some cumin, which we've got here. That's going in a minute. And some turmeric. Right, that's going to go. And we want some apples. Apples. Let's do it the quick way. If you got crab apples, that's fine, but lots of people haven't got crab apples. So we're going to use what we've got. There we go. That's that. Just chop up the apple. And don't chop it up too small, because you want some of the character left of it. All right. So there's the. Now we get ourselves a fry pan. Put it on there to get good and hot. Put a bit of oil in there to get that going. And now we're almost ready to go. We're going to get the chicken breast, cut the chicken breast up into cubes. Now this is it's not because it's in cubes that it's a Cuban dish, ha ha, he said, but it's just a Cuban dish, and it's done to make chicken go a long way. And because if you haven't got a lot of chicken, you have to make it go a long way, right? And it's because it will cook quickly, and that also saves a lot of heat. So, first thing we do, hot pan, in goes the chicken. Poke it around and start to get it cooked all over. As soon as that's going, we've got everything else ready. We'll put the ginger in there. Doesn't matter if you don't get it all in one go. Ginger goes in with it to give it flavor, and garlic. Just turn it all over. Here we go. Turn it all over in the hot oil. And it doesn't matter what kind of oil you use for this. You can use olive oil or peanut oil, but use good oil whenever you get it. Get good oil, okay? And then there, put some pepper on top of it, and there, lots of pepper, and toss it all until the chicken gets colored on the outside. That's the start of the cooking process and the nice smells that are coming out of it. Right, in goes the onion, and in goes the apple. And I'm going to cut the apple up in nice small bits because this is going to take just a couple minutes to cook. And what we want is the flavor, and not just the flavor, but the texture of the apples. There we go. That's that. And that's that. Now this, I'll get rid of that. Put that over there for a minute. This is my chicken board. We don't want anything we've messed up with the chicken on it. So we just put that there and wash it. Okay. Now stir this all together so that the flavors get mixed, and let it sit there and cook and stew because the juice will start to come out. We're going to put in there a little bit of apple juice, and we're going to get some cilantro, some of that nice there flavor, and cut that up, not into very small pieces, just cut it up good, lots of it. That's ready to go in there. We're going to put some cumin in with it, cumin on the top, and now this is dramatic. Watch, this is turmeric. Put it in there like that. It's not like curry powder. It's got the musty, lovely flavor, but look what happens to the color of it. This is like painting. Look, see? All of us come in. Pan's too small. If the pan does get too small, well, you just better get a bigger one. I haven't got a bigger one clean right now, but I could tip this all out into. Look at the color of that. Isn't that just great? All right. Now we've got everything ready to go. Let's do another really quick, really strange one. This is a Breton one with apples. We got some apple cut up here. Take this cut up apple, and here, let the pan get hot. Cut the apple up like that. We'll take a bit of butter, put some butter in the pan, let the butter to melt, all right, and we'll, come on, some things never hurry when you want them to, so I'll cut this up a little bit, but you'll see what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take these bits of apple, there, they're about the right size, and I'm going to throw in the apple, all right, in with the butter, let it all, it'll start to come together. I'm going to get some radishes. Now, cooked radishes are much neglected. First of all, look how pretty they are inside. Get good radishes. Some have got pink inside, some haven't, but you can just cut them up. See, if they weren't as big as this, we'd use small ones. Just throw the radishes in with the apple. All right. We put in a little bit of cider vinegar. If you haven't got cider vinegar, you use ordinary vinegar. All right, there we go. And we'll just let that start to come together. Look at that. All right, and we will be back in 2 minutes.
Don't go away. James will be right back.
Apple show, so I'm just chopping up a couple more apples, all right? We get rid of the core here. First of all, I want to show you this risotto, which has taken up all that 5 cups of apple juice in there. It's lovely, but I'll put it on a plate in a minute, okay? Now, let's take this lovely, look at this, is gorgeous. Cilantro, put lots of it on there, and just take it and put it on a plate. Chicken, apples, look at that. With that lovely golden color. Isn't that lovely? Right. We did, remember, apples and radishes. I want to show you before I tip it out. See, the juice has come out. There's a little bit of vinegar in there. And the stickiness, the sweetness has come out. It's made a great sweet and sour sauce for it. That's a nice thing to do. All right, now let me just crank this one up here again, and we'll do a quick, really quick dessert. Get a pan, put it on there, get it hot. Now we don't need any cilantro because this is dessert. But what we do need is some apples that we've got cut up here, and we'll leave them in slices. We'll leave them in, in pieces like that, so that they can be recognized as apples. And we'll get a lemon. We take the zest off it. This is a great dessert, and lemon zest is one of the truly good things. You put it in rice puddings, or you put it in chicken dishes. It's got a nice oiliness to it. And once you've got the zest off the outside, I know I use a lot of this, but everybody's got lemons, right? Everybody's got them all the time. So there's the zest. There's the lemon ready to go. We want a little bit of butter. Pan's hot. All right, butter. In goes the butter. Slosh it around. Coat the bottom. Soon as it's coated, get your apples. Put the apple slices in there. All right. Now, as soon as here's a thing to poke it about with. Get them coated with butter quickly so that they don't change color. Coated with butter. Hold on just a minute. See what hello. You want a flambe? Well, all right. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Pyromaniacs, they're all over the place, but people love to see things set fire. So we'll set fire to this if I can. Oh yeah, I've got some scotch. Is that scotch? No, that's rye. Okay, that'll do. If you had Calvados, that would be more authentic, I suppose. That would be sort of thing that you use in Brittany and Normandy. But here we go. Now, see the apples have got a little bit of butter. Now they won't go brown. And we'll make sure that they don't go brown any more. They don't change color. We'll bleach them with the lemon juice. I just strain that lemon juice through my fingers so I catch the pips. All right, that's good. Now in goes the lemon zest, to give it the extra bit of flavor. All right, that's what they call the zest. Zest for life. It's got that extra special zippy flavor. Now we put a little bit of sugar over top, and that'll suck some more of the juice out. These things, and we keep the heat up really high, because if you keep the heat up high, you get all kinds of nice things happening. You get the concentration happens in a hurry. Look, see that juice is coming down to that stickiness again. Now we put in a little bit of white wine. If you were, well, this is kind of complicated, but if you put in, Italians would have a nice little sweet wine, sort of Peasant, but the French would have a little muscat, and we've got a little muscat, so we're going to put in a little muscat today, just to give it that extra bit of flavor. We want to give it a little bit of cinnamon to give it a little bit more flavor, and we're going to throw in just a couple of cloves, whole cloves, and you can pick these out later. They stay sort of crunchy. So just stir that all around and see how quickly that's coming down. Now, what you do with this is have ice cream or whipped cream, but you don't overcook any of these things. You make sure they've still got the apple character, but they're just lightly coated in this lovely, look at the color of that syrup happening there. Now comes the really big deal. You have to get ready for this. You have to psych yourself up. Because if you want to flambe things, you have to have the pan hot enough. And you have to be careful. What some people do is take a little booze and put it in a container. Dump that out of there. Put a little in the container like that. And then take the container away. Because if you pour it out of the bottle, you can catch fire to the whole thing. And you don't want to do that. So, but what you do is wait till you make sure that people are looking and the pan is hot, and then you get your booze and dump it in there like that, and when you've got a flame, like I have, you just put it over the flame, and there it is, and you walk it right through all over the white shag rug and everything else, and you dump it in front of people. on a plate, and it looks quite wonderful. You keep it flaming until you get there. That's what Christmas pudding is all about. So I'm going to finish this, get ready, give you a tip, and I'll be back in 2 minutes, okay?
Don't go away. James will be right back.
And I'm really sorry. Yeah, all right. Let me see if I can do a rerun. Okay, thank you. Boy, I'm just roasting these almonds. Look, I'm going to put this apples out here. See how sticky they've got, these lovely apples. We did all that, we flambéed it, and then we'll put the roasted almonds on top of it, like that. And then we'll put some whipped cream around it, like that. And we've got this fantastic apple dessert. But, wanted a replay? Here's how we did it, all right? Watch. There it is. Slow, pour it in there. Get it good and going. Hold it carefully over the fire. And just hold it out of harm's way. Don't do it around little kids, but that's how you do it. It's easy. Just set light to it and watch it burn. That's really great stuff to do. That's how you do it. Okay, now look. We made a risotto. There's our risotto, which is thick and sticky with apple juice, and it's a wonderful, really wonderful dessert of apples and all that lovely flavour that comes in that. You can't set light to that, won't worry. That's a nice thing to do. We made a great dish out of chicken and apples, all right, nice Chilean dish, chopped up chicken, chopped up apples and finished up. And we did a Breton dish, finally, of radishes and apples, just cooked together with a little bit of cider, and you sprinkle, if you've got chives, you put those on top of it. But see, all that is involved is making things look pretty. So that's how you can play with apples, or you play with anything in the kitchen, because it's fun. Apples won't keep at all well if you put them in the fridge. They'll go brown and soggy. My grandma used to keep them wrapped up in newspaper in the attic, but they just need a cool place and not too much light. Then you keep them for quite a long time. Put some more cream on here. I mean, this is gross, but there you are. You can do it with ice cream. You can do it with anything. Great thing about cooking is that you just get on and enjoy it. You do it simple, simple, simple. See ya next time.